Okay, I am here on the west side of Lincoln County, about to start my run across Lincoln County. I am using this V-shaped tree as the county line with the yellow blaze on it, signifying the Ice Age Trail. It is 6:11 a.m. and I got about 60 to 63 miles in front of me to get to the eastern border of Lincoln County. So in order to start on the true border of the Lincoln County, I had to go just a little ways into the Ice Age Trail Wood Lake segment to get there. And now I am crossing the road where I'm getting dropped off by my buddy Paul. Thanks, Paul. And I will be starting my eastbound journey on the Ice Age Trail Timberland Wilderness segment. So, of course, as soon as I start, it is immediately raining, but that's okay. The temperatures are quite nice. And as you can see, I am in a very marshy area. Fortunately, there is this little bridge here, but I have been kind of essentially bushwhacking here a little bit. As you can see, there's not much of a trail. Whew, okay. Maybe this way? Yeah, it looks like this way. Okay, now where? Maybe... Oh, that's soft. Oh, I'm sinking. Okay. All right. And we're back on something that resembles a trail. This is fun. Thanks, Herb. The trail's beautiful. Okay, just finished the Timberland Wilderness segment, and now I've got, I think, a little ways on the dirt road. I am in the middle of nowhere. Okay, done with that little road section, and now I'm on the Ice Age Trail Camp 27 segment. Here we go. This ground is pretty much unrunnable at the moment. I'm in like this kind of prairie section, but there's water, and other than these bridges, the ground gets real loose. So when you step on it, your ankle pretty much rolls over on it. So I'm just gonna hike through here, stay upright, and just wait till the ground solidifies, which looks like it will in a second here. Once you get into the forest, the ground gets a little bit more firm. Yeah, this is better. Okay, back to jogging. Excuse the bear bell. I am in bear country. Lincoln County does have bears. So when you hear the phrase "be bear aware," that does apply to tactics you can do to be aware of them. But part of being bear aware is also making the bear aware that you are there. So this bell is not too annoying for me, and maybe just gives them a little heads up. Good if you have a timid bear. Probably not as good if you have a hungry bear. Several of these. Just gotta be careful. My feet are already wet, but I'd rather not soak them if possible. Raining again. And frequent obstacles to limbo, hurdle over. Okay, just completed Ice Age Trail Camp 27 segment. I am now right there on the map, and I got a 6.9 mile stretch with one road crossing, I believe. Okay, the new section, the 6.9 mile section, I believe, is called the New Wood segment. and it is still raining. The trail is in really good shape, I would say, considering the fact that it's raining. I was a little worried, and I still am a little worried about some segments getting to be a little saturated, but for now, it hasn't been too bad. There's been some spots where I've had to really slow down and pick good footing around some muddy patches and some spots that were flooded, kind of hopping on rocks and sticks and stuff, but I've been able to keep my feet in pretty good condition. All right, Conservation Ave. There is the section of Ice Age Trail New Woods segment that I just did. Now I'm crossing the road. This sign also says New Woods segment, so this part of the trail continues. So now is probably a good time to explain what I'm doing out here. So, as some of you may know, I am training up for the Averill-Kelly 100 in October, end of October. And so today was the day of my final long run in the build to Averill-Kelly. So I wanted to do something interesting with it. And as a lot of you also know, I love the Ice Age Trail, and I have a little hobby of going out and running entire counties of Ice Age Trail sections. So I've done Waukesha, Washington, and Sheboygan, and but I've wanted to, and those are all a little bit more south, closer to, you know, more civilization. And so I wanted to get up north where it's a little more wilderness and do a county up here. And I wanted to do about a 50-mile long run in the lead up to Averill-Kelly, and this is about 62, so a little longer, but generally about what I was looking for. And so I am on the Lincoln County Ice Age Trail sections, and just like Sheboygan a couple of weeks ago, pretty much the moment I started running, it started raining, but that's okay. The temperature is quite nice, and as long as the trail stays the way it is, I can make decent time on it. Right now I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting decent footing because it's a little overgrown, but yeah, so I'm out here and gonna press through it. This was kind of the one weekend day that I had available to me to do a long run like this. So here I am out here getting it done in the inclement weather, and so far so good. That's a really cool plate of the Mammoth Ice Age Trail. Still raining. That's okay. Okay, so just got some water from a creek, I don't know its name, and back up the embankment, and there's some benches here. My ass is already soaked, so I'm going to take a seat and rearrange myself, and then I will keep on keeping on. This is pretty rugged trail. Definitely not going to be running on this. It's just really off camber, and the rocks are all really wet and slippery. So in the interest of staying upright, and I'm lining that creek that I just pulled water from. It was flowing pretty clear, so there's definitely a little bit of a taste to it, but it's filtered, so it won't get you sick. Ooh. This one's for you, Tim. All right, just finished this Ice Age Trail New Wood segment. I'm there. It's going to be just a short 0.6 on the road, and then I will get another section of trail that looks like about 10 miles till I'm crossing a major river. Okay, just stepped off the road. Next segment is Ice Age Trail Averill-Kelly Creek Wilderness segment. Private land, thank you private landowner. And now we got, like I said, about 10 miles until the river. Okay. And this one I'm not doing, just keeping my feet dry. Oh well, they're pretty soaked anyways. Oh. All right. Whoa. Almost fell. And this is now going right. It is tight in here. You cannot see much in this terrain. Oh my goodness. It's like spongy. Some parts are firm, others you sink. Burma Road. So that is the other side of the Averill-Kelly Creek Wilderness segment. That was cool. Challenging, but that's a fun segment. And now, just a real short Jeep Road segment. And let's see what we got next. The Ice Age Trail Turtle Rock segment. Okay, 5 miles to the river. What river? I don't know. I forget. I think it might be the Wisconsin River. I am 4.5 hours in, 22 miles. They're gonna be gone in a hurry, but there's 3 deer over there. As soon as I see them, they're gonna spook and go. There they go. Boom. Got 2 running this way. 1 running, oh, 2 more running that way. Nice. That was cool. Oh, little fawn. This is a cool section. Usually it's not a circle. Usually it's a dash. There's a lot of them though. Coming up on a river. I can't see it yet, but I can hear it. The forest is outside of my bell and the rain. The forest is really quiet, so you can hear everything. It's amplified. So this water I've been hearing for a little while. I'm getting closer. Oh yeah, it's right over there. Footing is tricky. Wet. Oh wow, little falls over there. Cool. This section of the trail is not really fast moving, but man, it is so cool. You're just on the shoreline and rock. You're just below a dam. The dam is coming up here. Rock hopping. So there is the dam. I don't know if you can even see that. And this is the top of the dam, but I am not going over that. I think I go over the river at some point down there a ways. So far, I have seen 1 human, and I just saw above this dam there's 1 boat. And those are the only signs of civilization or life I've seen since I've been out in the woods today. And I'm a ways in. I'm currently, let's see, I'm currently 26 miles in, so a marathon in, and I've seen 2 people. We are out here. All right, made it through there, and now I am going to be on highway or county road E for a bit to get over this river, and then I will be back on trail on the other side of the river. So a little bit of country road here for a little bit. It is the Wisconsin River. Nice. Off to that side. Off to that side. Just a mellow but steady rain today. It is quite nice to run in. Next section up is the Ice Age Trail Grandfather Falls segment. Heading in. That was a pretty roundabout way to get across the dam. It's just on that other side, but rules are rules. So we go over this little bridge instead. All right, Ice Age Trail Grandfather Falls segment. Another kind of cool angle of the dam. I'm sure the water's ripping pretty good today due to all the rain. Wood was actually a common material for all types of water pipes for much of history. At hydroelectric stations, the pipelines called penstocks were commonly connected with staves, like a barrel, and banded with steel hoops. Because wood expands when exposed to water, the joints of the wooden staves swelled and became watertight. Wow, that's crazy. Alright, I guess I should keep running. Okay, Ice Age Trail, Grandfather Falls segment, done. Billy. That's kind of like my name. As far as my wife is concerned. She calls me Billy. I hope these people don't mind me just stepping onto their property. This is so cool. Look at that. Old tractor. That is so cool. I am on a long road section at the moment. Mostly running. I'm on a hill now, so I'm gonna catch a little breather. How far in am I? Past halfway, I believe. Yeah, I'm 37 miles in, and I've got about a marathon to go. This is about as Northwoods, Wisconsin as it gets. Adult party store and Jesus rocks. Well, it certainly doesn't get much more picturesque than this. Just a slight drizzle, a glass body of water, and cheap roads. All right, Ice Age Trail Underdown segment up next. I do love me an enchanted forest. Like this a lot. Big ups, Phil Schaefer. Thank you for your dedication to the development of the Underdown cross-country ski trails. You got a cool bench. This was the latest water fill up. This is Dog Lake, and the water's actually filtering really clear, so that's good. Definitely utilized this to fill up on several bottles, because at this point I probably have about let's see, probably about 19 miles left to go. And so now that I have most of my bottles filled up, I should be able to do the rest of it in a single push. So getting closer. This is a really, really nice part though. This Dog Lake area, there's actually a shelter right there that you can camp and sleep at. There's benches and an overhang. I would for sure camp here. This is extremely nice. Even if it was raining, you can set up your tent under that shelter and it'd be a really peaceful night. But it is so pretty back here. Copper Lake Road, Ice Age Trail, Underdown segment. Must be the other side of it. Now I'm going towards the Alta Junction segment and then finishing up in the Harrison Hills segment, I believe. We're into it now. We're into it now. How far in am I? I am 48 miles in, 10 hours. Hey Bill, you've done 50 miles. And there's another Ice Age Trail segment called the Ice Age Trail Alta Junction segment. Do you want to do it? Yep, don't mind if I do. Ooh, it's pretty back here. Nice. Now I pretty much have like 14-ish miles. I don't know. 14 miles or so. The rest of it is all trail on Alta and Harrison. So the times will decrease a little bit, I think. From what I've read about these segments, there's going to be some stuff that's a little slower going, but I should have enough daylight to finish this thing in the light. Well, that's the hope, but I do have a flashlight just in case I come in after the sun has set or if it's getting dark. So we shall see. Man, this is so pretty. All right. Harrison Hills segment. This should be a pretty long stretch. I think this last segment might really make me earn it. So far, it's been pretty tough surface to move fast on. I forgot to take a video of it, but I just passed a creek that was running crystal clear. So I actually dumped all my bottles and did a refill with that water. Because the other stuff that I was drinking on wasn't tasting the cleanest. So the stream was better than Dog Lake. Or maybe I was just thirsty. Rude. Straight up a wall. Turtle Lake Road, Ice Age Trail, Harrison Hills segment still on it, and I believe I go across these roads and stay on Harrison Hills. I think I'm just on this for a moment. Oh yeah, there's the sign up there. Yep, still the Harrison Hills segment. I'm chasing sunlight at this point. I've got about 2 hours left before the headlamp has to come back out, and I've got about 11 miles to go. So at the pace that I'm moving, which is kind of running at I think like a 10 and walking at like a 14 or 15, which equals out to a shade over 12-minute miles, that puts me at the finish line, maybe pulling out a headlamp, maybe not. We'll see. Kind of covered up by the brush, but I am treated to a bit of a sunset this evening. Some nice orange colors in the sky. After a day of rain and gray, it is nice to end it that way. All right, 5 miles left, mostly downhill. Just getting it finished, feeling okay. Kind of sick of my limited food options. I want a burger. I keep putting my camera away, and then I turn the corner and get this other vantage point, and then take it back out. It is so still and quiet out here. Closing in on the finish. Getting close. Less than a mile, I think. I did not beat the sun. The sun wins, but that's okay. I had to put the headlamp on with about 2.5 miles left to go, so it was close. My main objective was just not to spend too many miles in the dark, and I think I achieved that. And staying upright, achieved that, and covering the distance, I achieved that. So I will mark this as a win. All right, this is it. The finish. There's my car. And I am finished on First Lake Road. The Ice Age Trail, Harrison Hills segment sign. Like I said, the what would that be? The eastern boundary is First Lake Road, right where First Lake Road meets Parish Road. This is the county line, and yeah, that's a wrap. 13 hours and 43 minutes. 13 hours, 43 minutes, 65.4 miles. So those are the stats. So one of the questions that I've been asked a few times is what I carry on these unsupported efforts. So figured before I unpack everything and clean everything up, I would kind of quickly walk you through it. So this is what my vest looks like. Obviously started out a little heavier because I had more food that I consumed throughout, but I'll walk you through that. So in the front vest, I always want to make sure that I have my calories easily accessible. So for the calories on this run that I did yesterday on the Ice Age Trail, Lincoln County, I used a combination of gels and bars, both of which I used the Morton gels. These are really easy calories to take down. I really enjoy them. So I used the Morton gels, and then on the other side of the front, again, easy access. I have these Morton solid bars, really enjoy those. I also did carry 2 Snickers bars and 1 Payday candy bar, just as a little bit of a treat throughout, but otherwise that was my my sole calories. And up front as well, I've got my trash stash, and then I carry my cell phone up in this front pocket as well if I need to reference a map quickly. Also up front, I have my hydration. I always want to make sure on the front of my vest I have hydration and calories, because those are the 2 things that you need to keep using, and they need to be easily accessible, because if they aren't, you won't end up doing it over the long haul. You kind of need to have it front and center to remind you to continually eat and continually drink. So for this particular one, because I knew there was going to be a lot of water on course, I just carried 2 flasks up front. And my filtration system, which I carried on the side pocket, was this Catadine filter flask. So every time I would get to a water crossing, I'd fill up the Catadine flask, I would push it through, fill up those 2 flasks, and then if I was going a longer section, I would keep just a little residual water in here. If I drank those 2 flasks dry, then I'd be able to get a little bit of a sip, and then knowing once I get done with these 3 flasks, I have to be looking for another water source pretty quickly. Also in the side pocket here, I have everything was in Ziploc bag because it rained. This Garmin InReach, it's a little satellite antenna that you can pair with your phone, which gives you cell phone access or cell phone reception even if you don't have it, and also you can press an SOS if something goes terribly wrong. It just gives you that level of connection, and where if things go bad, you'll be taken care of. So I got that, and then if you watch the video, I reference it many a time, but I have my bear bell because I was in bear country yesterday. So that bear bell was here, and it's just a simple bell. When the sheath is on, it's not very loud, so I would kind of have this going all the time. And then if I was in an area that was really tight, or I was kind of getting like the heebie-jeebies or something like that, I would take the sheath off, and then it's much louder. So bear bell, I'm actually glad I had it. I did not see any bears. I saw a ton of deer, but I did not see any bears yesterday. So that's it in the side pocket, and then in the back, I carried some extra stash away calories, just a few more just in case. I ended up taking more calories than I needed, which is always a good thing because it's not fun when you're out there and out of calories. So that was not the case for me. I also carried a headlamp, which I needed for the first half an hour of the run yesterday, and then the last probably about half an hour of the run yesterday. So I had that with me. I carry, this is my medical kit, so it is a adventure medical kit. Kind of has all the essentials, a tip key, some wraps and bandages, some ibuprofen. I also carried wilderness wipes and TP just in case, a little roll of duct tape, 4 extra pair of contacts, and then yeah, some other pain relievers just in case. Didn't actually open this a single time yesterday, so didn't need it, but was glad I had it. Some Noon Endurance, some electrolyte powder that I added to some of the flasks throughout the day. These kind of had a dual purpose. Obviously, electrolytes great for keeping good hydration, but also if I was drinking from a little bit more questionable source, obviously I filtered everything so it was safe, but if you had water that wasn't exactly tasty, you could add a little bit of flavor there, and it made it a little bit more palatable. So that was good. One of the kind of creature comforts that I carried, which is large in size. It's not heavy, but it definitely takes up some pack. So it's a little bit of a pack investment, but totally worth it in my opinion, is these shocks. They are a Bluetooth headset, but they're bone conducting, so nothing actually goes in your ear. There's a little bit of a speaker, but it also conducts through your jawbone, and so you can hear some music with still having good hearing of your surroundings, which was awesome. And I don't always run with music, but particularly on a run like yesterday where it was 13 and a half hours, and I did not see my first person until I think 20 some miles into the run, so I was very much out there alone. Having a little bit of music to just sort of make things a little bit more interesting, it definitely helped with a little bit of the boredom caused over time of being alone for a long period. So that was nice. And then I did carry a backup battery pack that I could use for my headlamp battery if I needed it for some reason, or if I needed to get a recharge on my phone, I could have that. And then I did shoot a bunch of video on the GoPro, so I had a spare GoPro battery as well. And then I carried a jar of Squirrel's nut butter for chafing, because yesterday it was wet all day long, so I had to be pretty good about applying and reapplying chafe cream so that I could stay comfortable, even though you know, I was again wet all day long. But yeah, that is all I carried.